Have you ever wanted a ridiculously powerful AI coding assistant, but without those crazy API bills? Or maybe you're just not keen on sending your private code up to the cloud. Well, today we're going to build exactly that, a pro-level AI coder that runs entirely 100% right on your own machine. Total control, total privacy. And here's the best part. This whole setup we're about to build, it's 100% free. Yep, you heard that right. Zero API costs, zero subscriptions. Forever. You get all that power without spending a single dime. So what is this thing we're building? It's called Claude Code. And you can think of it as your own personal AI agent, just living right there in your terminal. This thing can read your entire project. It can edit your code, run commands for you, and get this, it can even handle really complex, multi-step programming tasks, all from you just typing in plain English. It's pretty incredible. All right, let's dive in and actually build your private coder. Stick with me because by the end of this, you're going to have a super powerful AI assistant with that unbeatable benefit of total privacy. I mean, everything's running locally, right on your own computer. Nothing leaves your machine. Okay, so every good project needs the right parts, right? For our private AI coder, we only need two key pieces of software. Let's take a look at what's in our toolkit. So our setup really has two main parts. On one side, we've got Ollama. Think of this as the engine. It's the workhorse, right? It handles all the heavy lifting of downloading and actually running the AI models. And then on the other side, we have Gemma 4. This is the brain of our operation. It provides all the smarts, the reasoning, the coding power, an engine and a brain. That's really all we need. All right, before we start putting this all together, let's do a quick systems check. You're going to need at least 8 gigs of RAM, but honestly, 16 is recommended if you want a really smooth experience. Make sure you've got about 10 gigs of free storage space because those models can take up a bit of room. And the great news is this works on pretty much anything. Mac, Windows, Linux, all fully supported. The only other thing you'll need is Node.js, version 18 or later. Okay, so we've got our engine, Ollama, but what about the brain? See, the model you pick really depends on the hardware you're working with. So that brings us to the most important question. Which brain is the right one for your machine? Let's break down your options here. If you've got a machine with 8 gigs of RAM, you're going to want the E2B model. It's lightweight and great for quick tasks. Now, if you're on a high-end rig with 32 gigs or more, go for the 26B model. The reasoning power on that thing is just wow. But for most of us, the one with a star next to it, the E4B model, that's the sweet spot. It needs 16 gigs of RAM, and it really is the best balance of performance and resource use. That's the one I'd recommend. Okay, components selected, systems checked. It is time for the assembly. We're going to connect these pieces in 4 super simple steps and bring our AI coder to life. Let's get to it. Here's our roadmap. It's a really straightforward 4-step process. First, we install the engine, that's Ollama. Second, we download the brain, that's Gemma. Third, we install the Claude Code interface itself. And then fourth, we launch our brand new AI coder. See? Simple as that. Okay, step 1, installing the engine. If you're on a Mac or Windows, this is super easy. Just head over to ollama.com and grab the installer. For you Linux folks, it's just a simple one-line command you can paste right into your terminal. This gets the heavy lifting out of the way first. Next up, step 2, let's get our brain. Once Ollama is installed, just pop open your terminal and run this command you see right here. Ollama poll Gemma 4 E4B. And hey, just a quick reminder, if you decided to go with a different model size earlier, just make sure you swap out that E4B tag for E2B or 26B. All right, step 3, installing the Claude Code interface. And again, you guessed it, it's just a simple one-liner for your operating system. Whether you're on Mac, Linux, or Windows, just copy and paste the command. We are almost there. And now, the final step. It's time to launch. So in your terminal, navigate to whatever coding project folder you want to work on. Then run this launch command, making sure you point it to the model you just downloaded. And boom, the Claude Code interface will start up, and just like that, you have a fully functional, totally private AI coding assistant. How cool is that? Okay, so what you have right now is already amazing, seriously. But what if we could take it from great to absolutely incredible? Let's talk about a pro-level upgrade using something called the Light LLM proxy. This is where things get really, really cool. So, you ready to unlock even more power and get some seriously fine-grained control over your new AI assistant? So, what is this proxy trick? How does it work? Well, normally, Claude Code is designed to call those big, expensive online models, the ones that run up your API bills, for the really tough tasks. The LLM proxy acts like a clever middleman right on your computer. It sees the request going out to an expensive model, intercepts it, and then silently redirects it to your free, local Gemma model instead. The tool never even knows what happened, but your wallet sure does. It's like a magic tick. And setting up this little magic trick is just a 3-step process. First, we'll install Lite LLM, then we'll create a super simple configuration file to tell it where to redirect the traffic, and finally, we just start the proxy before we launch Claude Code. The heart of this whole setup is this configuration file, and it's way simpler than it looks. You basically just tell it the model name that Claude Code is going to ask for, something like Claude Opus 4. Then, right underneath, you tell the proxy which of your local models to use instead. You're basically creating a custom routing map for all your AI requests. It's super powerful. And this is where the real pro-level power comes in, because you can get strategic with it. For example, you could route requests for a super powerful model like Opus to your biggest, smartest local model for complex thinking. But then you could route requests for a faster model like Haiku to a smaller, quicker local model for simple things like code completions. This lets you optimize performance for every single task. It's a total game changer. Now look, sometimes things don't go perfectly on the first try. It happens. So if you do hit a little snag, don't worry. I've got a quick guide right here for the most common issues and how to fix them in like 30 seconds. Okay, let's run through these real quick. If you see an unknown command error, it probably just means your Ollama version is a little old. Just rerun the installer and that'll update it. If the model feels super slow, you've probably just picked a model that's a bit too big for your computer's RAM. No big deal, just try switching to a smaller version. And finally, if you notice it's still trying to call the official servers, that just means your environment variables aren't set up to point to your new local proxy. It's a simple fix, just double-check your setup. So let's just step back and recap what we've actually built here. You now have a tool with total privacy. Your code never ever leaves your machine. You've got zero API costs, meaning you can run this powerful AI for free forever. It works offline, so you can code anywhere, anytime. And you have full customization. You control the models, you control the logic, it's all yours. And that's it. You have done it. You now have a powerful, private, and completely free AI copilot right at your fingertips. So I guess the only question left is, what are you going to build first?